The question is that we're in the more than an evolution, we're in a revolution of communication and cinema, really, or movies or film, whatever you want to call it. And now there are all these venues.
Some of the earlier digital films, especially those that utilised CGI, didn't look great. If you look back at digital films of the early 2000s, anyone can see that they have not aged well. This is doubly true for CGI. This is especially evident in Star Wars Episode II, Attack of the Clones, which was one of the first big films to be shot and edited digitally.
Around the survivors, a perimeter create.
But that's okay, as the technology was still in its infancy. If you compare Attack of the Clones to the more contemporary Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, it is hard to see the two technologies as being fundamentally the same. This is because the technology and methods used have improved dramatically in the past 20 years. There are a few ways in which film scholars have tried to understand this change. There are three primary camps of thought. Evolutionists, including John Belton, see these changes as being a means of continuity. Their basic thinking is that, although there have been radical changes in the production, editing, distribution, and consuming of films, because the final product shares the same visual language as their celluloid counterparts, the change can be understood as a continuity, a new act of the same story, so to speak. Traditionalists, including Bella, however, acknowledge this change but see it as a digression, a downgrade from the traditional film and cinema that we have become accustomed to. They will tell you that the cinema experience is sacred and is under threat from these inferior departures from the status quo. Both of these ways of understanding the shift to digital have their merits. However, both seem to be lacking. There is a third group of revolutionists.
The revolution has begun.
Some of whom include Gans and Khatib, who argue that these changes cannot be understood as a form of continuity, nor can they be understood simply as a downgrade. They will tell you that digital has fundamentally altered filmmaking practice and has changed the nature of cinematic storytelling. Orit Fussfield-Cohen has acknowledged that, from a technical perspective, the transition to digital has made filmmaking simpler, cheaper, more efficient, and quicker. These transformations in the production of a film represent a radical departure from the classical way. So, what now? Already, in the past 12 months, we have seen the introduction of a new streaming platform, Disney+. On it, The Mandalorian has utilised a new form of green screen that has, and will, revolutionise film production and editing. I do not believe that digital technology is even close to plateauing. I think that in the next decade we will see vast improvements in the way that films are filmed, edited and distributed. And although there have been losses along the way, I believe they are far outweighed by all the improvements we have seen, and will continue to see.